dear teachers. Welcome back to another episode of The Better Teacher, where we discuss a lot of interesting topics and interesting questions that you might have had in your mind, and we discuss all of this with none other than Balasa. So thank you so much for joining us again for another episode.
Nice, Rashmi.
So today's topic, most organizations work towards a shared vision, and that vision is something that any person who joins an organization is spoken of, they are spoken to about that in the very beginning itself. In a school, is it important for teachers and their school heads to have a shared vision?
Well, let me start with a small story. I read it somewhere. A young boy went to attend an orchestra, a philharmonic. And it was a very nice program. He enjoyed it, and when he returned, he met on the way a great musician and told him, I went for this program and it was excellent. And he gave a superlative report on that. That senior musician smiled and asked him a question. Did they play together or did they play simultaneously? And this man was wonderstruck. Because playing together is different, playing simultaneously different. Playing together is shared vision. Playing simultaneously is doing their job. In playing together, you produce music. In playing simultaneously, you produce noise. So, whatever be the system, even if it's a school, when all teachers, members of staff play together and they have a shared vision, it's music to hear. That means the school works towards a purpose, school works towards a cause, school works towards a culture. If it is not there, that they are only fulfilling a job that is assigned to them. At the end of it, they get the salary for what they do, but the overall joy factor or happiness factor in the school would be missing. So to me, shared vision is very much important for the school, and more so in an education institution as compared to an organization, because we are in the process of developing the human mind and we need to culture that. To me, right from the gatekeeper of the school to the chairman of the school, all that need to speak the same language, should have the same philosophy, because they work for a cause. In the early days, we talked about a school stands for an ideal, a concept, a philosophy. It is not a superstructure. Today, when we talk about the school having number of rooms, this, number of cars, this, that, that's not a school, When you talk about London School of Economics or Harvard School of Business, all of them stand for a concept, a philosophy. I think that is a shared vision that we need to develop. I hope I give you the point.
Absolutely, sir. That takes me to my next question. A school caters to different age groups. The kids that are in a school are of different age groups. They are also the ones who have different psychological abilities. They are just developing actually the psychological ability. So given that reality, is it even possible for a school to have a shared vision?
Why not? The question is the term, what we say shared vision doesn't mean an imposed vision. When you want the same vision to happen from KG to 12 for the teachers there, it is a vision, one point window in which everything operates. But when we say shared vision, we understand that there are different expectations, there are different practices, and all of them are together. The very word sharing shows that we care for each other, right? So, a school is a system in which the psychological profile change of a human being changes at least 3 times, right? One, from the primary level, when you are a child, then you go into middle school, pre-adolescent behavior, then you get into an adolescent behavior. So you got 3 important stages of growth intellectual, emotional as well as psychological. So everything has got to be handled in the same way. You cannot teach a child of 9th and 10th class the way you teach a child of class 1 and 2. And therefore, it is like a customization. In a factory, for example, every part of the factory produces different type of parts, You can't be producing same part again together. Finally, you get a product which is wholesome. Similarly, you are looking for a wholesome human being, right, developing. Therefore, shared vision is letting people to do what they have to do, letting people to have the freedom on what they should be done, and maximizing the effort of every participant in the system to be the best. And the system, reaps the best of all those who are parts of the system, right? So, where 1 plus 1 doesn't make 2, 1 plus 1 makes 11.
That's so interesting. So what you're saying is having an overarching shared vision that guides each and every level to reach their expected goal in accordance to their own ability, their own context. Because like you said, the way you teach a high schooler, a grade 10, 11, or 9, 10, 11 is not the same as you teach for a 1, 2 and 3. So do it the way that is relevant for them. So that is okay.
That's right. You see, the objective of education itself is to facilitate diversity and maximizing the potential of every learner in the diverse universe, right? That being so, we are in a shared world, we are in a shared community, and therefore we need to have a shared vision.
So understanding the true essence of shared vision is what is more important here.
That's right.
It is not something that is imposed on it's not one size fits all that is imposed on everybody.
Absolutely.
It is something that should guide everyone to their own respective
celebrating
goals.
Everybody, this unity in diversity, what we say, celebrating everybody to be their best.
All right, okay. So in which case, can you tell us two things or two aspects where a school can actually have a shared vision?
Well, I think two important things what I believe is, every school for that matter should have a school culture. Because, developing a school culture is important. No two schools are comparable. A school in Kerala may be different from Arunachal and may be different from Punjab. And even within the state, there are schools situated in one place. For example, if you take in Rajasthan, if you go into a desert area or you come into an urban area, it's different. Therefore, what is important is, depending upon the local, inputs and local habits and traditions and heritage, you need to develop a school culture. That this is what my school stands for. These are the practices that we have in the school. These are the values that are embedded in our learning system. So that is very important, right? Which I think 90% of the schools in this country are not sensitive to the school culture. The second is, we should develop a learning culture in the school. Learning is not for an examination. Learning is a process of culturing the mind.
Okay.
Culturing the mind. Therefore, even if the learner leaves the school after 10 years, he remembers throughout life, this is how I learned in the school. That, learning to learn, right? That's the basics of learning culture. So, there have been many schools who had a learning culture, if you look into British systems and others you have. In India also, when you talk about Nalanda, it has a culture. So every school unit had a culture. The two things which I think are very important for a school is to develop a school culture which is more on the behavioral system of the school. Second, on the value system of the school. The second, on the learning culture, which facilitate maximizing the learning potential of the learner and to make a learner self-conscious, self-driven, and self-actualized learner.
I think that's beautifully explained, sir. Teachers, school heads, if you all are watching, only two things that you can, you need to keep in mind, or the simple two things that you can start with when it comes to share vision is a school culture and a learning culture. And he's explained it so beautifully. I think only if you take that explanation and start with that itself will create a great shared vision for all of our respective schools. So thank you so much for joining us here today. Dear teachers, do come back for the next episode of The Better Teacher, and remember, If you have any topics that you want us to address, please write to us and we will ensure we include it in the Better Teacher. See you in the next episode.